The diversity of the African continent is also evident in its geographical features. Africa is geographically divided into two regions with reference to the Sahara, the world's largest desert, the part north of the Sahara extending right up to the Mediterranean and containing countries such as Egypt, Libya and Algeria, and the much bigger sub-Saharan region extending to the coasts of South Africa and including such countries as Malawi, Tanzania and the Sudan.
Now in the Serengeti we got to a wonderful lodge that was up on a sort of a rocky promontory that overlooked all the plains, and we sat up there on the rocks, and the humans were on one set of rocks and the baboons were on the other set of rocks, and we were sitting up there having a few beers and watching the sun go down, and the baboons were too. Well, we're in Egypt and it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. We've come out here to the White Desert and it's really spectacular. We've gone past such amazing scenery.
Although the African landmass largely consists of plateau land, there are several mountain ranges in Africa, such as the Virunga Mountains in the northwest. The continent's geography is further defined by the presence of many rivers, including the world's longest river, the Nile, and many large lakes, such as Lake Victoria.
Of course, the Nile's got wonderful, wonderful history in terms of civilization. The Egyptians formed their communities along the Nile, Memphis and so on. You know, sort of dawn of suburban civilizations.
As a child you grow up, you sort of think about the Nile and you think of Agatha Christie's and trips down the Nile and things like that. I pictured a beautiful, nice blue river, but it wasn't like that at all. We'd sort of been to both sources of the Nile, both the blue and the white Nile, but in both cases they were dirty brown.
Yes. Everybody wants it for water. Now the Egyptians happen to be at the end of the chain because they're the last country the Nile goes through before it hits the Mediterranean. So traditionally they've had the Aswan Dam, and they put that across to generate electricity and to control the flooding, because when it rains like hell in the middle of Africa, you know, it all goes into the Nile gets pretty big, hits the Nile Delta at the top of Egypt there, it just floods the bloody thing. But that's how it actually fertilises it, and that's why that area is so fertile. So you stick a dam across it, as the Aswan Dam did, and the silt doesn't get down. And so the silt builds up behind the dam.
It wasn't until we finally got into Egypt and the two big dams that are in Aswan, all the silt would drop on the back of these dams, and below these dams, in particular in the town of Aswan, then you had the picturesque Blue Nile.
You won't see clear water, it's like the Waikato River coming out of Taupo.